It may be late, it may be borderline out of date, but this is your European review show. Welcome back to Fog Football. It was party mode. It's not every day your team gets into the quarterfinals of a European competition. Some clubs know how to do it, some clubs don't. But let's begin with the Champions League. As Arsenal drew 2 each with PSV, this one was quite interesting because Arsenal pretty much just played a week. I mean, it was like a B team. I mean, you had like a front three of. Well, I mean, it consisted of Raheem Sterling, who's pretty much been frozen out, and so was Kieran Tierney at left wing. I mean, Celtic fans will be glad that he's getting minutes finally in his legs. But Perisic with a decent goal. Declan Rice scored as well, but the tie was over in Eindhoven, wasn't it, when it was 7-1. So 9-3 on aggregate, and they advanced to the quarterfinals where they will meet Real Madrid. Speaking of Real Madrid, they were defeated 1-0 by Atletico, but they won on penalties. Controversy with Julian Alvarez's penalty as he made a double touch. You know what? We talked about it a wee bit a couple of days ago. I've seen angles. You know what? He does take two touches, right? But I guess did they know straight away? I'm not convinced. Like they decided really, really quickly. It took people quite a few days to actually get the camera angle and the footage to work out if he did take a touch. I mean, it is pretty indecisive at the same time, but for me, it looks like he does take it. So I think it was the correct decision in the end. But all I'm going to say is, if it was flipped and it was Kylian Mbappe or any Real Madrid player doing it, would they have overturned it? I'm not too convinced. But it was a good game of football, proper derby game, and Atletico sadly go out to Real Madrid again. They just have a curse over them in the Champions League for whatever reason. They will meet Arsenal. I fully expect Madrid to go through. We move to Anfield, another game decided on penalties. PSG won 1-0, and then an absolute collapse for Liverpool in a penalty shootout, resulting in PSG winning 4-1. It was pretty comprehensive in the shootout, wasn't it? It wasn't like the Fenerbahce Rangers or the Madrid one where it went a wee bit back and forth. This was kind of just PSG scored all there, Liverpool missed a bunch. And a decent game of football as well. Aston Villa 3-0 against Club Brugge. Club Brugge went down the 10 men really early on. It was already a tall ask coming over to Birmingham with 3-1 down, so 6-1 aggregate. Kind of flatters Villa, but they play PSG, and I think it's going to be a PSG Real Madrid semi final. Moving into the other side of the draw, Barcelona won 3-1. Yamal laid the smackdown on Benfica. Definitely. I mean, that kid has got a bright future and scored a pretty great goal against England as well in the Euros. Lille got defeated 2-1 by Dortmund. Pretty close game. Could have really expected Lille to advance considering they got a draw away, but defeated at home. Unfortunate for them, but that sees Barca and Dortmund meet in the quarterfinals, and again, another tough game, but I think Barca will advance. We then saw Bayern Munich defeat Leverkusen 2-0 to win 5-0 in aggregate. What's happened to Leverkusen? Because Bayern Munich, man, I think most of us were predicting Leverkusen to beat Bayern Munich, but here, maybe Bayern Munich aren't as bad as what some people made them out to be. But they will be taking on Inter, who defeated Feyenoord 2-1, and that's an interesting quarter final. I think that's a really a good opportunity for Inter to advance and make a real dent in it and get to potentially another final. Of course, they did a few years ago and they got Man City, but they sadly for them got beat by Man City. Right, moving in to the Europa League. It was Tottenham 3, AZ Alkmaar 1. AZ Alkmaar absolutely gifted Tottenham the first goal. And I don't want to say Tottenham didn't look back, but at the same time, it did go one each as well. But then did it go one each? I think it went 2-1 actually, and Tottenham made it 3-1. But Tottenham should be expected to beat AZ Alkmaar, no two ways about it. Frankfurt defeated Ajax 4-1 on aggregate. That's about right, 6-2. I think Frankfurt are much better than Ajax are just doing a hole right now. I don't know where they are in the Eredivisie, but they can't be that high up, man. I don't think so, at least. Then we've got Tottenham against Frankfurt. I expect Tottenham to get beat by Frankfurt. Olympiacos 2-1 against Bodo Glimt. The work was done in the first leg by Bodo Glimt when they won 3-0. Then we had full time over in Rome as Lazio defeated Victoria Plzen. Well, over the course of the two ties, obviously it was a one each draw. You know what? Lazio get pretty lucky. I wouldn't be surprised if Bodo Glimt knocked out Lazio. I really wouldn't be. And I mean, you could be looking at Frankfurt could be looking at another final, man. They really could be. Uh, Moving into the other side of the draw, though, Rangers defeat Fenerbahce 3-2 on penalties despite losing 2-0 here. It was shite, let's be honest, the performance, but who cares? You're not going to remember the performance, you're going to remember getting through. We get through, and for one of the few times this season, a real feel-good factor around Ibrox at the full-time, well, I say the full-time whistle, the last penalty getting ballooned out the stadium. Great, and hopefully against Athletic Bilbao we can use some of that momentum. Then, talking to them, they defeated Roma 3-1. Matt Hummels gets sent off really early into that game, and that's kind of what affected them. Lyon defeated FCSB 4-0, so we no real surprise there. Man United defeated Sociedad 4-1. Again, soft penalties galore, a red card that probably shouldn't have been, sets up Lyon United. So, yeah, I tell you what, it's not, there's harder runs to get to a final for us, but same time, the other three teams will be fighting that. Yeah, if we beat Bilbao, man, and we're 2 games away from beating Lyon and United to get to a final or one of them, that's good for us. But I think for Rangers to stand any chance, they need to turn the home form around. But again, what I would say is, literally lost 4 in a row at Ibrox. It can't get much worse, man. Even if you defeat Hibs, it's like, what, are we going to lose another game to Athletic Bilbao where it's like 5 defeats and 6 at Ibrox? It needs to be turned around, and I just hope, man, the game is more than alive going into that second leg in Bilbao. Anyway, moving in to the Conference League, Betis defeated Vitoria 4-0. Circle Bruges defeated Phil Jagielka 2-0, but Phil Jagielka advanced. Schelge defeated Lugano 3-1 on penalties. Holy fuck, it ended. That game was 5-4. That's crazy. Fiorentina defeated Panathinaikos 3-1. Set up Celje Fiorentina. Moving into the other half of the draw, Chelsea defeated Copenhagen 1-0. Warsaw defeated Molde. Set up Legia Warsaw Chelsea. Then we had Dusgarden defeating Paphos 3-0. And SK Rapid Vienna defeating Borac. So I think some of the real Diddy teams like Borac, Paphos, etc. have dropped out the Conference League. I mean, Celje and Phil Jagielka are still in it, but here, got to be in it to win it, folks. And that is your European Review Show all wrapped up. We'll be back soon in the morning for the SPFL preview show. Old Firm, Dundee Derby, a lot to look forward to. There was also a Fife Derby tonight. I don't even know who won that, but yeah, chaos awaits this weekend, man. Can't wait.